Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Fanning. This is Warm Up 320. And, this week I was revisiting a book by Benjamin Hardy called Personality Isn't Permanent. And then this morning, Impact Theory was interviewing him, and I'll put a link to his podcast of the interview so you can listen to it. Please listen to it, because what was so interesting is that, a lot of times what we think is that our past is predictive of our future, and that we're stuck in this story that we have about something that happened to us, or maybe a trauma that we framed, right, that we put a frame around, that now kind of gives us our personality, or gives us our identity, if you will, or gives us the story, right? We call it our narrative of something that happened to us in the past. And the challenge is this, is that the things that happen to you, you give them perspective, you give them context based on how you choose to look at the things in the past, and then you decide who you are today based on those things. And what he's saying, and if I can unpack this, because he does such a good job of unpacking it and kind of explaining it, but let me see if I can kind of help you understand this, is that the past does not create your present. Your present gives context to the past, but allows you to move to the future. And so when we do coaching, we talk about, what's your vision of your future? What's your vision of your goals for this year? 10 years from now, who do you see yourself as? That really allows you to have hope, and that allows you to focus on what's in front of you, and then ask yourself, are you taking the actions that are going to give you those results? But the problem is, a lot of people think that their past defines their future. So the problem there is you can't see the future. You can't see the future in the way you want to see it, because you have this context back here with whether it was a trauma or a situation or something happened to you, that your brain is giving it context and not allowing you to move to your future self. He tells a story in the book about this woman named Rosalie who wanted to be a publisher, and she wanted to be an artist, and she was in college. And there was a professor there who really kind of knocked her down by saying, you're not as good as you think you are. And so that became something that happened to her in the past. And so she framed it and gave it context of who she was at that time, which was not a confident writer, not a confident artist, but she was trying to get there. And so what happened is she just turned her story into, I'm probably not going to be a writer, and I can't be a good artist, right? And so fast forward 50 years, and she meets Benjamin Hardy at a talk that he's doing, and he notices in this exercise they're doing that she was a really good artist. I said, wow, you're fabulous. Are you an artist? She goes, no, I never was good enough. And so she lost the vision of her future, and she allowed her past to give context to this story that she had about herself that didn't allow her to move forward. And so my whole point of my warm-up today is the story that you've created from your perception about your past, is it benefiting you and getting you to the future? And you have a great vision of your future. And if you don't, change the meaning and give new context to that story, and stop focusing on the stuff that's happened to you and focus on where you're going. And also listen to the podcast, because I think you'll find the podcast is extremely helpful, just to give you an understanding that who we are today is not who we were back then, and it doesn't mean that it's going to be who we are in the future. We have the ability to reframe, to build new context, to become whatever we want to become, because our past is not predictive of our future. All right, listen to the podcast. All right, everybody, hope that was helpful. Make it a great day. Be awesome and help somebody. Talk to you later.